Welcome back, my Jedi friends. In today's video, we're going to discuss how the body and mind deals with trauma. Deals with trauma. So, before we kick this off, this is going to be controversial for traditionalists. So, let's just say it's my opinion. It's my opinion. It's not medical advice. I have to say that. So, I've said it. I've said it. Now we've got that out of the way. Now, the stuff that I'm going to tell you is based on is based on a very deep study. So you draw your own conclusions. Draw your own conclusions to this, my Jedi friends. So when stuff happens to us when we're younger, if we don't have the mental capabilities to deal with it, which quite often we don't, it stores within the body. Our mind compartmentalizes it and says, right, we're not ready for that. You can't handle that at the moment. We'll store it in the body. And this can present later in life as memories or aches and pains or both when we have more capacity to deal with it. Now, you might think, no, I can't deal with that. No, it's so painful. Some people might go through their whole life and not deal with it. Let's start with that. Some stuff is so painful for some people that they might go through their whole life and not deal with it. Now, far be it from me to suggest that that is the sort of situation where dementia may present because the mind cannot deal with the stuff that's been stored. And the only way to deal with it is to completely forget about it. So, controversial alert. Oh no, did he really say that? Did Adam really say that? Well, I just want you to wear it and see if it feels feasible for you. But a lot of aches and pains they present in later life. A lot of the deep work that people do when they go to counseling or they start working on their stuff is to do with early childhood, to do with the first 7 years of life. Stuff that happened, stuff that we had to deal with. Now, we've talked about the domino trauma effect that gets passed from generation to generation, where parents they didn't like stuff that happened to them, and then they become it and pass it on to the next generation. So people that are attracted to this channel, quite often, they are the people that realize that it's your job to break that chain of bullshit. You're here to break the bullshit chain, my Jedi friends, and that's just the way that it plays out. So domino, 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 bullshit, 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 and suddenly it's your job. It's your job. Now, you can either pass that to the next generation or you can wake up to what is your role in life, which is to break the chain, to realize that all of your aches, your pains, your memories are there for you to deal with, that most people don't. So many people don't have the capacity to deal with this stuff because it's heavy duty shit. It really properly is. But it will present at the time when it's right for you. Now, whether you're brave enough, and it does take a lot of bravery to go down this route because you're having to face your deepest and darkest fears, you're having to deal with your family's traumas, and quite often this is be based on generational nonsense. It's just been passed down. Why should you have to deal with this when nobody else in your family did? But that's it. So any aches, any pains usually have a message. Now, how do you find the message? Well, that's what deep energy work, that's what counseling does, that's what certain methodologies of working with experts do. But you can very rarely do that on your own, my Jedi friends. You usually need somebody to help you on that path. But on that basis, every ache, every pain, every memory is there popping because you're ready to deal with it. Now, you might not feel that you're ready. You might not think that you're ready. Indeed, you may have this complete revolution saying, I'm definitely not ready to deal with this. But these things only present when you have the capacity to deal with it and you're a lot stronger than you think. So there is my tuppence worth on this subject. Now, I know that this is controversial. I know that some people aren't going to like it. I know that a hell of a lot of people aren't going to agree with me on this, but I'm comfortable with that. I'm comfortable with that, my Jedi friends, because I know who my target audience are. And to my target audience, you will know that this is it because everything about energy is taking an empowered look, taking all of our issues and becoming in control of our own energy and our own field. And not only that, being our own best healer. And you can only heal these aches and pains when you start to wake up for the messages that they bring. Now, that doesn't mean that you're not going to have to do things like physio or stretch them out or rehabilitate or do all of the physical work that's necessary if you do have an injury, if you do have an ache and a pain. But this is the key to sustainability. Because one thing that I'm pretty sure of is that certain injuries will keep representing until you've dealt with the psychology behind it. Now, you may not agree with any of this, but that's okay. That's okay, my Jedi friends, because this is just a different angle on all of your aches, your pains, and your traumas. So it's all about taking an empowered look. You've got two choices. You can think, I was really unlucky. This was unlucky. This was an act of God. I wasn't, I blah, 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 blah. Victim. It all leads to victim. The route that I'm offering you now is the empowered route where you're not the victim. So if you'd rather not be a victim and rather look at the lens through that everything that happens to you is an opportunity to grow, then I'm going to suggest that's a far more empowered place to come from. And you may agree, you may not, but if you do, then that's good. And if you don't, well, good luck. Good luck on your victim path. Anyway, my Jedi friends, that is my summary of this situation. How the body deals with trauma, the mind parks in the body, the aches, the pains, the memories that pop up, the sleepless nights. It's only because you're ready to deal with it. And if you're ready to deal with it, then you usually need to find someone to help you along that path because it's very, very difficult to do on your own. And that, my friends, is what this channel is all about. And if you would like more of the same, then I suggest that you subscribe to the channel if you're not already. And if you want another little snippet of my random insights, you will find it just there. But either way, know that every single thing that happens to you, it's in your control and it's a message for you to step up, my Jedi friends.